What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zamir from XSC Tunes. In this video, I'm gonna show you guys my process of producing a beat. So in the previous video, I talked about how I use MPC Beats to make beats. So once I make the beat in MPC Beats, I will always bring it to Qbase to finalize the beat, right? Such as arranging, adding additional production such as ad-libs and whatnot, and then mixing and mastering in Qbase. So I find that producing a beat in MPC Beats is really easy and it's very quick once you know how the MPC workflow is, right? Today I'm not going to talk about the workflow, but I'm going to talk about the process that I do after I make the beat and how I bring it to Qbase and what are the things that I do during the rendering and also after I render the audio. Right, so this is the beat. I'm gonna play the beat right now, and please ignore the audio track. This is just the audio track that I've been humming for melodies or trying to just, fake rap to ensure that the beat that I made have enough space for the rapper or the singer to, rap on it or write a melody on top of it. So usually that is a very good exercise, especially when you're just starting out making beats. You tend to add a lot of stuff. So before you adding a lot of stuff, just try to record yourself singing a melody or rapping, just gibberish, whatever it is, because we want to know whether there is enough space for the vocal, right? So that's what I did here, so you guys can just ignore this stuff. And also, I like to point that MPC Beats, you only get 8 MIDI tracks. So right now, I've managed to produce this beat with just 6 MIDI tracks and 2 audio tracks. And then I bring this file to Qbase, where I have more tracks to play with, all right? So here we go, the beat. I'm gonna play the beat right now. Okay, so it's going to be repeating the same stuff. So this is actually a very simple beat. This is a very chill, lo-fi, happy vibe kind of beat. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that this beat does not clip, all right? So you guys can check here. It was clipping earlier, which is why you can see this red dot here. So what I did was I bring down the level a little bit and it is not clipping. And I noticed that the most loudest instrument on this track right now is the drums and the bass. So rather than bringing down the level with a fader, there's a better way to do this. So I'm going to go to the drums here. So when I click on the drum, it's going to go to the drum tracks and it's going to show the program that I have right now. So when I hit play, okay, let's just mute the drums. You guys can see that I have lowered down the fader for the drum, right? But you guys can see that it's still loud, right? You guys can see it here. What I usually do is I'll go to the program edit, which is this one, right? So program edit, this is the drum, right? It's very loud. So I'll just go and click on all, okay, because we want to affect all of these pads. And I will reduce the level, right? So the level, you can choose this one here. Just bring it down a little bit. So maybe about 112, 110. Yeah, that's fine. I think this is good enough for the loudness part. Yeah. Okay, and the other instrument was the bass. Let's see, check out the bass. So for the bass, what I did was actually I'm using a kontakt library. So this is the Rickenbacker bass, and I can just reduce it from here instead. Okay. Okay, the sample is kind of okay, it's not that loud, right? Okay, the guitar is not loud as well. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, this is the Kontakt library and it's definitely not loud. So I'm just gonna let it be. Alright, so this one is the bass, we have already adjusted that. And let's check out the vocal chop here. Yeah, it seems really good now. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm gonna save this file and I'm gonna close this one right now. Okay, I'm gonna close MPC Beats. Okay, I'm gonna go and find the MPC Beats in Qbase and drag it and drop it in the project window. And now I'm gonna go to the file, go to recent file. Okay, right, MPC Beats projects use this unsupported number of inputs. Okay, you can actually ignore this, it doesn't matter for this one, right? First thing first, you have to change the tempo. The tempo of this beat is 146. Okay, it sounds good. Okay, but what happens now is if I render this one like so, it's gonna render the whole track. Right, we don't want that. One way of doing it is to, you know, solo this one like so, and then render this guy. I don't like to do this because it takes a lot of time. Let's do something more efficient, right? So what I'll do is I'll go to the drum tracks first, because drum tracks have a lot of other tracks in it, right? So we have, let me go here. We have kick, snare, hi-hat, and another hi-hat. So only 4 elements here. So what I'll do is I will actually go to this pad mixer. And if I solo this, you can see that individual pads mixer is right here. So this is kick, snare, hi-hat, hi-hat. The next thing that you need to do is go and change the stereo output. So this one I'm going to choose as 1. And this is 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. So you can click on this drop down menu, click on activate output, and then you check these stuff here. So these 4 tracks is now sent out using these output right now. So when I hit play now, so if I click on this drop down menu, you can see the levels moving up and down. Okay, wait a minute. This is 3 and 4. Let me go back here. Uh-oh. Okay, there's been an error. Actually, the kick is still in output 1 and 2, so which is not correct. I need to change this to stereo 1 and 2. This one, change this to stereo 3 and 4, and so on. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. I'm gonna change this back to program. Okay, now. Now okay, I should be able to see the fader moving now for all the 3 tracks. Alright, so now we have managed to output the drums now, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for the other samples. But for samples, you should not do it here in the pad mixer. You have to go to the channel mixer. Okay, so since we have already utilized up to 8 outputs, so we have to use other outputs now. We can't use the same output. Okay, so let me go up here and select the sample. Let me solo this one. Okay, so this is the one. I'm going to change this to 11 and 12. Wait a minute. Was it 11? I think it should be 9 and 10. Yeah, is that right? Yep. Okay, so this is 9 and 10. The first sample should be 9 and 10. It should be here. Okay, so this one should be 11 and 12. Okay, let me activate the output first. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I've already enabled 2 of these samples, and let me enable the other stuff here, the bass. Okay, bass, I'm gonna give it 13 and 14, and then the vocal, let's give it, so the bass is this one. I'm gonna just use the output from here because it's kind of confusing for me. So I'm gonna go and change that to 13 and 14 for the bass. For the vocals, it's gonna be 15 and 16. Okay, so let's go ahead and enable those guys right now. Okay, so right now I have enabled all the outputs for this MPC Beats, right? And I'm going to render all of these guys right now easily. Let me just bring it up to the 9th bar. Just give some space. So I'm going to render this one, okay? But make sure to, when you're rendering, you go to the settings and click on channel settings so that it will render the output separately, okay? So hit render. Okay. So I have rendered all the audio now. So let's give it a listen first. But before that, I'm going to have to mute all of these guys here. So I'm going to select shift and click here and press alt and shift, click on mute. It's going to mute all of it. And you can also mute this one if you want. Now let's hear it. Yep, that's cool. So everything looks good right now. I'm just gonna delete this part. Okay, let me select all and add some fade at the end here. Okay, cool. If you have the beats for more than 8 bar or 16 bar, if you want to render the whole thing, you can do that as well. But for this track, I know that it's going to be repeating the same pattern, so I'm just going to be only rendering the 8 bar, and then I'll arrange from then on. All right. So this is how I produce beats nowadays. It's very simple and it's very quick. Once you know how the MPC works, you can do things faster. All right. Once you have rendered now, you can just go ahead and remove this guy. Okay, you don't need this. So now you have the audio tracks with you to play with. So that's all for today, guys. So if you guys find this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notification, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody.